I feel like I could stand up here for 15 minutes and just cry. With thanks to you. When I came last night, because I came yesterday afternoon because I thought I want to get to know these people because the more I know about you, the better job I can do in supporting you. And when I came in, I could tell right away this was a bunch of really nice people. Really, really nice people. But there was also another thing going on, another vibe, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was until this morning when I found out that there's a legacy here, right? There are, how many people, this is a family business. Would you wave at me? Wave at me, family business? I can't see. Actually, you need to make a noise. I can't see the waves. So, yeah, there you go. Thank you, thank you. So what that vibe that I got was love. And so I thought of my mother, who dropped out of high school to get married when she was 17, and then she went back to school in her 30s to one of your schools in Oregon and learned how to become a court reporter. But more importantly, for the first time in her life, she had people around her telling her she was smart and capable. And that changed her life, and it changed mine. So I said I might cry. I'm a crier. And here's the thing about tears. I'm a teacher, I'm a counselor, I'm a singer-songwriter, so my songs are all a little therapeutic. I call them Theratunes. And when we cry, we clear out toxins from our bodies. And so it's really, really a good thing to do. So I do it as often as possible. But I want to really, really thank you for those thousands, tens of thousands of students and their families, because you have made a huge difference, as you know, but you're going to need to remember that. Okay, I'm going to hit my, and I'm wondering, do you feel like that person on the rope sometimes? You know, anyway. So I'm going to talk about charging our course, it didn't move, with hope and kindness and courage. There we go. And I hope I look good, but I don't see well. And I lost my central vision 20 years ago. It's a rare genetic disorder that I got from my mother. I'd been having trouble, but I went to bed one night. I could still read and drive, and I woke up the next morning and I couldn't read and drive anymore. And I was getting a divorce. And wait for it, my job as an elementary school counselor was going away. And so it was really, really terribly, terribly frightening. And I felt my whole world was going away. And I had a vision of my life. The scary vision was that I would end up under a bridge selling pencils. And because I'm not really a very good salesperson, I wouldn't even be able to sell those very well. So this was not a good picture. So one of the things, I want to talk to you about hope, because hope is a better predictor of college success than SAT scores. Do you know that already? Have you heard that? Hope. See, when I was a high school teacher and a counselor, I worked with the population that go to your schools, a lot of the kind of kids that go to your schools. And there's such genius in this population. You are doing a service for America that is invaluable, and I want you to never forget it. And if you do forget it, you can call me at 541-286-5556 anytime, day or night, and I will remind you. Because what you are doing, and that's the other thing I could feel when I came in, is these people are doing something they believe in and they care about. You cannot fake that. If you were the kind of people you are being portrayed to be, I don't know, that you just couldn't fake that. So hope is a better predictor of college success than SAT scores. And hope is the ability to envision a positive future for yourself. That's all. That's neuroscience, too, by the way. When, you know, the inner game of golf? That's envisioning hitting your golf club. You know, I don't play golf, but there are blind people who do. I mean, I just really admire that. But that ability to envision a positive future for yourself, because that gives you the fuel and the juice to overcome the obstacles to get there. You have to, and that's what you give your students. Your students, Andrea, and it's all about stories, isn't it? There's Andrea tells her story last night. Were you here? Were you here? Did you hear her? Amazing. How many of you almost cried listening to her story? You know, yeah, I mean, it was amazing. And then the story is Scott's story today. It's about the stories. That's what you do. You take people who were born in a boat, maybe like the boat I was born in, where my mom and my sister dropped out of high school. My dad was an alcoholic. And if I had stayed in that boat, I would have become an addict or I would have married one. So it was education that got me out of that boat and to chart a different course. And because I broke that cycle, as you have helped tens of thousands, it'd be nice if you had a number. I mean, I'd like to know, you probably know what it is. Tens of thousands of people who were the first person in their family to come out, that breaks the cycle. And because, told you I was going to cry. I don't lie. Because I broke that cycle, my daughter graduated from college in marketing and business. Thank you very much. My son graduated, has a PhD in cryptography. He works for Google. Yes! Yes! I do not ever have to worry about being under that bridge with the pencils. Not gonna happen. But that's what happens because my children grew up in a home where it was assumed they would go to college if they wanted to. And that is huge. So this part, this dream part, this hope part, you give them hope and you have to keep your hope alive. You have to do things that help you remember why it is that you're doing what you're doing because you are facing enormous obstacles. It is no fun to have people call you names in print. I had someone write a letter to the editor when I was in Corvallis, Oregon, who said I was incompetent, illiterate, disgusting, and a disgrace to my profession. Thank you very much. That was not fun. So you have to have something. You have to have something fueling you and taking you through that. So to keep your hope alive. That little quote there, hope is the thing with feathers. This is from a poem by Emily Dickinson, who only had 2 poems published in her life. And I put a tune to it because I could, and it was fun. So it goes like this. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Sings the tune without the words. Hope is that part inside us. It's that heart. It's what keeps us going. There is no recipe that you can follow that's going to get you through. This is not a sprint, as you well know. This is the long course. So that keeping your hope alive, whatever that takes, is so important. The next thing I want to talk about is kindness. And I'm talking about radical kindness. And I am developing radical kindness warriors because you will need to be radically kind to yourself if you are going to stay whole and able to do this mission that you're being called to do. The Dalai Lama, who knows about obstacles and problems, says that his religion is kindness. He says, be kind whenever possible, and it's always possible. Father Greg Boyle, who wrote Tattoos on the Heart and works with gang members in Los Angeles, started Homeboy Industries. Would you wave at me? Have you heard of that one? He says that kindness is the strongest force on earth. The strongest force on earth. So I'm talking about radical kindness. I'm talking when you look in the mirror, instead of saying, oh, I'm getting wrinkles, or oh, the cellulite. I don't know, what do men say? I don't know what men say. I look pretty good. Don't they say that? I look pretty good. That's good, that's good. But I have a little song for any women who look in the mirror and all they can see is what's not working. And this is a song that will revolutionize the world. No bad body talk, no bad body talk, no bad body talk for the rest of my life. Whoo! Sing it with me. No bad body talk. No bad body talk. No bad body talk for the rest of my life. Whoo! That ability to look in the mirror and that ability to be a radical kindness warrior. Radical kindness warriors speak up, but they never strike out. They never, never, never make a situation worse, but they always, always, always do something to shift the situation. They are caring and courageous and kind, and it helps if you have a wicked sense of humor. I'm just going to show you a short little minute of this video.
Have a nice day.
Career opportunities have grown dramatically.
He's a cutie.
But what would you do if you saw this young grocery bagger
Can you not understand me?
being treated like this?
You're absolutely retarded, dude. You have to go faster.
There we go.
As you
So, the reason this is important to me is for many reasons, because I have been on a cruelty is not cool mission for 50 years, as it turns out. It is my passion, because when cruelty happens, creativity shrinks. When we're afraid, literally, we're in that reptilian part of our brain, and we cannot access what we know and creativity. It is not possible. So this is my grandson. He's rocking that extra chromosome, let me tell you. And he is such a cool kid. And when we are confronted with cruelty toward us or toward other people, a lot of times we're just blasted and we don't know what to do. And so I want to give you a couple of things that you can do when you're dealing with people who are coming at you and they're angry and they're being cruel, and so that you can keep your brain working and you can keep your sense of humor. And so I want you to think of MRI, most respectful interpretation. So I want you to think about that group of 17 that Robert talked about last night, the advocate group. Right? Did I get that right? I want you to think about them. Now, if you think about them as enemies, you're going to make that come true. Am I right about that? That's not going to help you. That's not going to help them. It's going to sap your energy. But if you think most respectful interpretation, MRI, I guarantee you that when you pull the mask of cruelty off, what you find is a wound. Always. Always a wound. There's pain, there's fear, there's some kind of wound. So the people who are advocating against you, they're wounded, they have some kind of personal wound, they know somebody who's personal, and they're looking at you at the enemy. One of you needs to keep your feet on the ground and your heart open if you're going to build bridges and make changes. And it's worth it because your mission is worth doing it. So you have an MRI, most respectful interpretation. And that will keep your brain working and your heart open. Another thing you can do when people are coming at you is you could say, help me understand. Say that with me. Help me understand. Because that, Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, habit 5 is seek first to understand. You can diffuse the most emotional situations when you say, help me understand, and you just stick with somebody until you say, so you think I am a vile human, and that my business that my family has been in for 3 generations and has produced, helped tens of thousands of students, you think I should, I'm vile and my business should go completely away. And they say, yes! But what you're going to find is when you listen to people and you really let them say that, and you don't take it personally, you just, it's like a keto. You're just like, you know a keto? You let it go by. You let it go by. Because it's not about you, is it? If they knew you and knew what you were doing, they wouldn't be saying that. Am I right about that? Because it's all about getting them to know you, but you have to go first. You have to be the grown-up all the time, and it's not fair. A 7-year-old, my son-in-law teaches, and a 7-year-old said that my grandson looked like the devil. There was a part of me that wanted to drop kick that 7-year-old, Would that do any good? That's a wound. He's only passing on his wound. So I have to be a grown-up. You have to be a grown-up. You have to go first. And this works in marriages too, by the way. Help me understand. Works with kids. And also, tell me more. Tell me more. It's an incredible thing to say. It will shift the situation. I was thinking of putting a lion up here for courage. But you know, when you weigh 500 or 600 or 700 pounds, whatever they do, and you've got claws and sharp teeth, what kind of courage do you need to do that? Look at these little girls who were desegregating a school, walking in there. Can you imagine? That's my goal. I want to be that brave when I grow up. I want to be as brave as those little girls with their incredible radical kindness. And so I want to sing a song to you that if you hear this song, if you sing this song to your employees and to your students one way or another, you will change their lives. I'll just make it a 1-minute song. So it goes like this. Well done, son, well done. I love who you've become. You're just the way I hoped you'd be. I love the man in you I see. Well done, son, well done. My daughter, my love, well done. I love who you've become. You're just the way I hoped you'd be. I love the woman in you I see. Well done, my daughter, well done. Well done, Caps, well done. You've helped thousands to become the best they could be. You set them free. They love the courage in you they see. Well done, Caps, well done. Thank you very much. It's an honor. It's an honor to talk with you today. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it.